Hi, today we are going to see the 84th Nama. Shubhango Logasaranga Sutandustanduvardanaha Indra Karma Mahakarma Krida Karma Kridagamaha. Shubhanga. Shubhanga means Anga. Anga means limbs, the hands and legs. Shu means it's always Shubham. Shubham means it always indicates very good or it indicates the beauty. So Shubha Angam means the limbs of the Bhagavan are so beautiful. Bhagavan has enchanting limb of perfect beauty. That is, Bhagavan is the beauty of all the beauty. So when we, the devotees, meditate Bhagavan, we will have the captivating form of Bhagavan. And his rhythm of shape will be such that it will attract us. That's why in Upanishad, Bhagavan will be described as Shivam, Shantam, Sundaram. Shivam means auspicious. Shantam means peace. Sundaram means beautiful. So Bhagavan is Shivam, Shantam and Sundaram. That's why devotees always have that feeling of auspicious beauty of the sacred limb of Bhagavan. That's why Bhagavan is called Shubhanga. Next one is Loga Saranga. Loka means universe. Sarangam means essence. So Loka Saranga means essence of universe. Bhagavan is called the essence of universe because he has the power to understand the beginning, sustaining and end of any creation. And he is the essence behind the universe of names as well as all the forms. So he is the essence or the source of world and the great Pranava Mantram called Om, Omkaram. That was the first Mantram, that the sound that was created here. So with the help of this Om, because in every good thing that we do in Homa or any puja, we use the term Om. And it helps to gain the state of supreme consciousness. That sound has certain power that takes us, grabs our attention from all distractions to Bhagavan's place. That's why Bhagavan is called Loga Saranga. Next one is Sutantu. Su means it always denotes the beautiful. And Tandu. Tandu means thread. So, Sutantu means Bhagavan is the beautiful thread who is behind all the creations that is happening in the world. That means he is beautifully expanded. It can be understood by, we have a thread that is taken from the cotton that was given by the tree. So from the cotton, we make thread and we make infinity cloth from the different kinds of thread from the cotton that we get from the tree. So in the same way, Bhagavan Narayana is the conscious, is the thread that gives the endless variety of beings. That is, for all the fabrics, the substratum is the thread. In the same way, for the universe, the substratum is the Narayana Bhagavan. So, nothing is higher than Bhagavan that we need to achieve. So, he is considered to be the gem. If you take a string, what happens? There will be a lot of gems, that will be cluster of gems that will be on the string. So, that string is Bhagavan who is connecting lot of beings together in the universe. That's why he is called Sutantu. Next one is Tantu Vardhana. So Vardhana means increase. That when we consider our family, it is like generations to generations. Tandu means the seed or the thing that will help us grow. So the tree is starting to grow from a seed. In the same way, our family is to be growing from generation to generation. That continuity, that is given by Bhagavan. So for the sustaining the continuity, the drive for the family, we need Bhagavan. So that is called that seed, that urges, that power to make sure the family is maintained so that it gives different generations. Next one is Indra Karma. So Indra means it's always say that our mind is Indra, and karma means the actions. So we act according to our mind. So Bhagavan always performs gloriously auspicious action. That's why Bhagavan's supreme auspiciousness is called Parama Aishwarya. So it's always ends in good things. Our thoughts, our actions, we have to make sure it also ends in good things. If something that is not good, it's better not to do it. So that's why Bhagavan is called Indra Karma. Next one is Maha Karma. Maha means everything enormous. Karma means the activities. So Bhagavan is doing 10 main karmas. There are lots of karmas. Inside that there are 10 great karmas. That is called the greatest accomplishment of Bhagavan. That is create cosmos activities. Create cosmos in the universe. Then it has all the creations has to be scientifically precise. And the third one is it should be perfect. And the fourth one is he is using only the 5 main elements for all the creations. And fifth one is Bhagavan has to sustain all creations. And sixth one is Bhagavan is the iron hand of efficiency. He is the only solo power behind all these creations. And the seventh one is he has to constantly preside all the time, everything. So there is no rest for Bhagavan. And the eighth one is he is the reason for the act of destruction. And ninth one is he is maintaining the change that happens in the world. And the 10th one is he is having the absolute intelligence for all the activities to be performed. So that's why we call that as a colossal achievement of Bhagavan. That's why it is only Bhagavan who can do this. That's why he is called Mahakarma. Next one is Krita Karma. Karma means against actions. Krita means fulfill. So, or Krita means Kritatnya, means satisfaction. So, Krita Karma means Bhagavan is already fulfilled all his activities. So, Bhagavan, for him, there is nothing more for him to achieve. His goal is complete. So, only our goal has to be completed. So, our destination is Bhagavan. So, we are going towards the eternal perfection that can be seen only in the Bhagavan. So, for that complete fulfillment, we have to work through the Dharma. And that blissful perfection is the ultimate aim for each one of us. Next one is Krita Kridagama. Okay, so Krita means the author or the fulfillment, and Agama means Vedic mantras are called Agama. Bhagavan is the author of Vedas and Vedic mantras. So, how these mantras are known to us? It is because Bhagavan has revealed these Vedic mantras to rishis, and he revealed when there was no identification of mind, body or intellect for the Vedas, for the rishis, when they were at that state. So at that time, there will not be any ego for them. So there will be no individual ego. At that stage only, they will be able to accept the Vedas. So only when the ego ends, there the self-manifestation start. So Bhagavan in Bhagavad Gita has already said that Bhagavan is the author of all Vedas, and he alone is the knower of Vedas. So no one can be the knower of all the Vedas, and no one can know everything of the Vedas. Only Bhagavan has the power for that, because even the rishis have, they do not have any egos, but they have limited. So that's why they have all the Vedas, but they cannot reveal. They do not have the power to have the everything, every knowledge in them. Still, they have 99% of the Vedas. So we'll be reaching the 789th Namam of Bhagavan. So the names that we are seeing here are Shubhanga, Logasaranga, Sutantu, Tantu, Vardhana, Indrakarma, Mahakarma, Kritakarma and Kridagama. Shubhango Logasaranga, Sutantu Tandu Vardhanaga, Indrakarma Mahakarma, Kridakarma Kridagamaha.